Okay, Ray, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Adamo, as my mom would say, bye woman to tell you.
What's that?
It's Guyanese. It means, what do you want? What do you want from me?
You know what I want?
Bye
want a
way
lot
to tell
from
me.
you.
What?
I want a lot from you.
What do you want?
I want a killer interview.
Okay, all right.
I have faith in you. Was it weird? Like, not weird, but like, are you excited to see everybody? Seeing like Charlotte? And,
Yeah. Charlotte and Annie I just saw just now. Gorgeous. Like, why do they dress up so much?
Because they're beautiful.
Yeah, I guess when you are that beautiful, you might as well dress up.
Yeah,
Not
that's-
accentuate it. Yeah, they're beautiful, and so good to see them again. Charlotte, you know, I guess we did the show. We started the show at the same time, and ended at the same time. I don't know. We just kind of grew up together, really. Because I was 17 when it started.
Yeah.
I'm not even a person.
Dude,
You're not even a person.
I remember you and Dalmar. Your characters were like buddies, right?
We lived together.
Yeah. You do?
We just moved in.
Oh my God, that's lovely. Oh, that warms my heart because I remember you guys were like at that time my height, and then everyone eventually reached that height, except me.
Except Jake.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh, except Jake. Yeah, he stayed with me, which was nice gesture.
I think he regrets it now. If it were a gesture that he did out of courtesy to you, I think he
Yeah,
regrets it.
that's fair. But like I remember like you and Del were just like these cute punks, just like chilling around, and then all of a sudden I see you on TV. Like I look at a monitor and you guys have like grown up into like
almost men.
like men, yeah, like almost men. You're like 98% men.
Pretty much there.
Yeah, you're pretty much there. So who do you think then Sav should have ended up with? Because he like walks away from the school with Allie, all like no ladies.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you don't always meet your soulmate in high school,
Yeah, that's the truth.
You make some mistakes sometimes in high school in like those relationships that prepare you for like later on to do it right with someone else. I don't think there was anyone maybe at Degrassi that he was supposed to be with or who was endgame. Maybe Anya. But I think they both learned a lot from each other and like drew out from each other what they needed to. And it's finished.
It's weird, in high school, how like you think that everything feels like so permanent and dramatic when it's not permanent. I was always interested by the Benzari parents because they're really obviously conservative.
Mm-hmm.
And like Ali and Sav have a similar storyline in the sense of the pressure of school and the pressure of post-secondary and da-da-da-da. And like I watched this episode in season 10 where like you really, like Sav really pleased them. Like these expectations are unrealistic.
Yeah.
They're just batshit nuts. Like I can't keep up with this. How do you like for a young person, how do you like do really well in school but also enjoy school? Like have a good time with friends? Because that's something that I feel like Ali and Sav struggle with. Because then like school kind of passes you by.
Right.
Like how seriously you have to take it,
Yeah, it seems like when you're in like grade 11 and 12 and you've got applications to university, it seems like if you don't do well, your life can be over.
Yeah.
But like having now not been in school, my life's not over. Like I'm okay.
So I'm going to make things a little bit more difficult for you.
I think I'm gonna do well at this.
Like as I said, difficult. You're so relaxed that you're checking your cubicles. I think you might actually, because everybody's done very well, and I thought I had very low expectations for cast members on
way to be
Degrassi.
them.
Yeah,
Good one.
I thought no one would remember anything.
A bunch of louts.
Yeah, like just a bunch of actors.
Yeah.
But everyone's done very well, so the competition's pretty up there. So, what concert did Sav steal his parents' car to go to?
I know, it's the Dead Hand.
Damn it!
It's Dead Hand.
All right.
Paisley Jacket was the song. My Paisley Jacket.
And who did you call? Who was on the phone with you when you won it?
Bullfrog DJ, Monroe's or Eli's like dad.
Very
He's
good.
the DJ at that radio
And-
station.
Yes. And what did Eli drive in that season?
A hearse.
Great. And
I'm doing
who
very
did
well.
Eli date while he was driving that hearse?
Asen. Claire.
Claire, huh? So did Claire get laser eye surgery or a boob job?
Boob job.
You know that one's wrong, right? Did you say that as a joke?
No, I thought she got a boob job. Didn't Spencer like touch her boobs?
Yeah. No, she got laser eye surgery, but Jenna thought
thought
got a
it
boob
was
job.
boob
I
job.
knew I would get you.
Damn it.
I love how you lost on the boob job. That's fantastic.
Because as a boy, I'm like boob job, boob
Yes.
job.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you have a
Did I just go to boobs?
boob job? As a gay, I'm like laser eye surgery. Yeah. Do you have a sad one for me? Can you stop me?
I don't know, man.
Come on, you can do it.
Sad thing that you don't know about.
Or like, just a trivia of sad. I'm pretty good though.
What color was his guitar?
Come on. Is that real?
Yeah, what color was his guitar?
That's
Or what make of the guitar was it?
that's even worse. What color was his guitar? Red.
Yeah.
Sweet. I think we had a nice little hangout. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah. So
You're very hip.
at
cool,
the beginning, I
like
didn't even know that we were going. I thought we were just
chilling.
talking.
Yeah, that's part of my trick. You know?
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I like pull in people. Yeah. Like a moth to a flame, you know.
Mhm.
That's kind of the feeling I like to give. Now, if only I can draw people in my real life that well. That's the thing.
Therein lies. All right.
Awesome. So how's it going?
It's going great.
Chillin'? Have you seen Annie yet?
Yep, we just filmed an interview together.
Nice.
And she's the one who I've seen the most recently, so that's not as, like,
Yeah.
always lovely to see Annie, and really great to reminisce with her and have the chance to, like, bounce off ideas off of her, right?
Yeah.
Because it's, like, hard to remember
Like-
everything from your time at Degrassi,
So hard. There's so
ups
many.
and downs.
Well, they're asking you to like pick top moments.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
There's
know, I
so
always go
many.
to the ones that we had to do the most press for.
Yeah.
What have I talked about the most in the past?
Holly
wanna
J
think
needs
about
a new
the
kidney.
yeah, exactly. I went through this morning. I went through like my Wikia page for my character just to like remember.
Oh my God, you're so
ups
well
and
prepared.
downs.
Good job.
Well, it was like hysterical because there's so many weird like one-off episodes, aka the one you came back where we just had like some
That is so true. I was a student teacher for
Yeah.
1 second.
For a minute.
And then you and I disagreed on something. I don't even remember. What was it?
according to Wikia, it was some sort of essay situation. Like I wanted an extension. I was trying to be like, oh yeah, we're like, you know, you're just a
Obviously,
student
you're a
teacher.
student teacher, yeah.
And
I
you're like,
totally
I mean
forgot
business.
about that. We've had a storyline together. Yeah, that was really bizarre. I came
Yeah.
for 1 second. I have to say, like, I am a fan of Holly J and Fiona's characters because, like, they have such a lovely little relationship.
Mhm.
You know, Holly J's like taking care of her
Yeah.
because your characters are not the same age. Or they were.
They were the same age, I think, because yeah, I was dating Declan, who was her twin brother, and we had classes together. Yeah, I guess we were the
Yeah,
same
they
age,
were
but
the same
Fiona
age.
stayed back a
Yeah.
year.
So what was it about Holly J that made her like the responsible? Let's look
Maternal
after
one?
Fiona. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I was saying to Annie, I think it's just because she was so sweet every time she was drunk. Like there was there was a scene where we were at an exam and she like just dipped from the table and was just like curled up on the like gym mats, and Holly comes over and is like, okay, like come on,
Yeah.
little drunk mess, like you gotta get up. so
My
some of
little
that-
drunk mess.
Yeah, and maybe it was because we're like different ages in real life. Maybe that's a little bit of the dynamic. But
Yeah.
also Holly J just by that point kind of had her stuff together, and Fiona was still struggling.
Well, in those moments, it's like you can see that Holly J really cares about Fiona, and then Fiona, of course, falls in love with Holly J. How do you handle that? Like, how would you handle that scenario in real life? You know, like I mean, I thought that
I
was
don't
such a
know.
cool idea that a friend comes out and
Mhm.
then says, you know, you're the object of their affection.
I think, yeah, Holly J didn't handle it the best because she was very awkward about it. Like she just went over the top.
Yeah, like she wouldn't like sleep over, share a
Yeah,
bed.
but
or
it didn't come from like a hateful place, which was good because reading it initially, we were all kind of like, like, okay, don't be so weird about it. Just say I don't have feelings for you back,
Yeah.
and that's it. But you know, dramatic tension. They had to make it a weird situation for everyone involved. So, but it ended up being kind of like a more, I don't know, I guess like slapstick kind of thing. And Fiona realized very quickly that it wasn't, you know, it was just, she was kind of projecting her feelings towards women on the closest person to her.
Of course, yeah.
So she wasn't hurt very badly by it. So that was a good thing, because otherwise it could have been pretty insensitive the way Holly was.
Yeah.
was
She really
reacting.
wanted to keep Holly J as a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they weren't right for each other.
Yeah.
And
well,
that was
Holly
too
J
messy.
was also like not a lesbian, which is an important part.
She was
Yeah.
not a lesbian, and
Yeah.
she was dating her twin brother, so
Yes.
that was like too messy. Anyways.
So Declan, really hot character.
Mhm.
I always thought Declan was such a hot character.
Yeah.
Just like the preppy schoolboy with money. Also,
Diplomat's
yeah,
son.
so handsome. And then there was Sav.
Uh-huh.
So, like, could you pair, like, which one was like you think Holly J's standout man? I just threw Sav under the bus. No, I'm like, then there was Sav. I just hung out with Ray, that's why I was like, I complimented him already. Then there was like Sav, who was just so sweet and endearing. And of course,
Yeah.
Ray's so handsome.
Yeah. Well, I was a lucky girl getting to. You have like these sort of like shorter relationships. Like there'll be characters that just come in for one episode, and you know whatever you have like a little interaction with that like cute boy of the week. So Holly J had a couple of those, and then she settled down with Declan for a while. And I think like ultimately Declan was the better person for her. And you like to hope that they maybe ended up together in the end because they went to Yale. That's like the last we saw them.
It was a hopeful ending.
It was hopeful. But there was definitely a contrast there. Yeah, the whole Declan relationship was a lot more like brooding and like there was like lots of like very romantic. You know, I think there was like an episode where Holly J like set up like a dinner at school, like table and chairs and like made food and like led him there and it was all secretive. He like gave her like a diamond bracelet and all this kind of like it was very, very
I mean,
romantic.
that's very intoxicating, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, ugh, amazing.
Yeah, they were caught like backstage, you know. There was like a scene where they were caught backstage making out and then the curtain came and they were like in the middle of it. But then the stuff with Raymond was like a lot more.
Happens to all of us, really.
Yeah, like, you know, every time you're managing a theater,
Yeah.
your local theater production,
You're
and
gonna
the
be caught
diplomat's
making
son
out of
is
your
like
rich
opening your
boyfriend.
shirt.
Um,
But yes, the stuff with Ray was a lot more like, I don't know, friendly and silly.
But you did, Holly J does strip for Sav,
Yeah,
doesn't like in
Ems.
that boilerpoint room episode.
Wait, so that episode is so amazing when you think of all the stuff that happened, like Allie ending up in the boiler room, like
Or Ali, I know.
gonna make a bad choice
Drew
there,
and you stripping.
stabbing.
Well, you stripping. Holly
Yeah.
J stripping.
Well,
It was one of those moments for Mr. Simpson. I was like, damn, it has got to be easier to play a principal than B1 because that school was like
True.
falling apart.
and then we had uniforms after that because
Yeah.
of that dance, Vegas night. Yeah, shooting that stripping scene was not fun. It was like
Was it
early in the
awkward? Was it
morning. It was the day after
uncomfortable?
the MMVAs. Like
Oh,
we were all
God.
so hungover.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually you save the stripping for when you're drunk, but this
Yeah, it was like the bright like morning glare of like trying
no one
to.
wakes up the next morning and goes, who's ready to strip? Holly J is like the best friend. Helping her friend with like alcohol abuse and helping her friend going through a trial. I'm like, I need Holly J in my life because I swear to God, I need some things organized.
She wasn't always the best friend because when she was hanging out with Anya, that was like a very manipulative relationship where.
Yeah, but that was like the queen bee aspect of Holly
Yeah,
J.
and
when
like a
she
little bit of
arrived.
immaturity too,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, because Holly J, speaking of the queen bee, Holly J was like the next queen bee after like Paige, Michael Chuck
Yeah.
kind of thing. And sisters to the alleged or elusive Heather Sinclair.
Yeah.
So 2 questions on that. What brand of queen bee like was Holly J?
What brand of? You know what? In the end, like the best fit for her was the political, like queen bee. Like when she kind of got into that like Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton zone where she was like doing debates and like speeches and stuff. That was the best fit for her
Yeah.
because it wasn't so mean. Like it wasn't putting other people down. It was just like, I know what I can bring to this school. I know I have what it takes
Yeah.
to like, right?
And that's a really smart way of doing it. It's like I could just be bitchy to everybody, or I could run things. You know, I can
Yeah.
take this school over.
Cut the middleman.
Yeah.
Like I'll just yeah, and maybe that's a lesson. If you're kind of a bossy person, you got to find something that works for you that you could channel that into. That's
True.
positive.
Very true. Use it.
Mm-hmm.
Heather Sinclair. I'm obsessed with Heather Sinclair because
Same.
we've never seen her.
I know. I still hope
Yeah.
for that.
Well, my thought is like, if someone was to play Heather Sinclair, who would you
Oh my
pick?
God, I know. Dream Heather St. Clair.
Like, if we could cast anybody as Heather Sinclair, then put her up against Paige Michael Chuck.
Like maybe Amy Schumer. Right
Oh
now.
my
I feel like
God,
that'd be
that'd be
perfect.
so good.
Because she can be like
It's so good.
be cutting and yeah, like I feel like Yeah, that would be my.
I would just die for Amy Schumer to just be a high school student, just like at Degrassi, and we just accept it.
And she's still, like, Heather St. Clair just shows up still in grade 12, like she's been there all along.
Like she hasn't left.
She never ages. That would be.
I feel like Amy Schumer could find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
That perfect sarcastic comedy. So let's see how well you know Holly J.
Okay.
I think I have a trivia that could stump you. Oh, I have it. I have a really good trivia. It kind of goes into something that I found a bit bizarre, but
Okay.
how much did Holly J's biological mother ask for her kidney?
I do know this. 20 grand.
$20,000.
$20,000.
That storyline to me was just like, what?
I know,
Like-
it just like got escalated so quickly. It was like, okay, like first of all, I peed my pants. That's how it all started. Then I need a kidney transplant, so that's pretty heavy. Then I find out like, oh, I'm the only person in my family that doesn't have this blood type. Wait a second, there's
Oh
no
my God,
baby
you're right.
pictures of me. It was a little bit like, how
And,
could
like-
you be so oblivious? Like, you've never seen a baby photo of
It's
yourself?
so true.
Um,
You're so right. Now you're adopted.
yeah.
Okay. And
And
then
then
just when things couldn't get.
Meet her, then I'm like, can I have a kidney? Then she's like, $20,000, please. Then we had to, there's like a scene where Fiona's like,
So
I looked
true.
into it. Selling an organ is definitely illegal.
Illegal
Like, you
in
can't pay for an
Canada.
organ.
Yes, okay.
So,
And then how's it solved? Something about a vintage dress?
oh
Is
my
it
God,
solved?
yes. So Fiona sells her vintage prom dress, happens to go for $20,000.
So that you can take that money and give it to your biological
Yeah,
mother.
and then did I just pay her for a kidney? I guess. There was some kind of
Yeah,
loophole
because
with the dress.
it kind of ended like she was wearing Holly J's biological mother is wearing a dress in a photo from her prom.
Uh-huh.
It's like a throwback Thursday situation.
Oh, that's
and,
it.
And
it's
then
the
Fiona's
opposite
like,
way. Fiona buys the dress
yeah,
from
so
her,
Fiona
so it's
goes
not the
exactly.
not the
So
kidney.
she pays for Holly J's kidney transplant by buying the dress.
Yeah.
For
Which is
$20,000.
clever.
Very clever and good
It
friends.
works out for all of us.
Good friendship, and you know what? Holly J needed that.
Yeah.
After being there for Fiona, I was like, I'd up that to 40 grand. You know, just saying. All right, just to end, let's see how well my Holly J knowledge is. Shoot me a question. Do you have a way to stump me?
Guess that.
Stump me? Like,
What do you think?
like how much did your Holly J's biological mother ask for your other kidney?
Oh man, it's hard to. Okay, well, I don't know if you know this, but what is the song that Raymond's band Stoods
Shoot, is this
sang about Holly J?
is this in season 9?
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
gosh, I
early
think
days.
I'm rusty
Wait,
in
maybe
season
like
9. I would have no. Krista, do you know? I would have no idea. Is it like?
It's just one sentence repeated over and over again, and that is, Holly J sucks.
I was gonna say My Beautiful Holly J or something. It's the opposite. Holly J sucks.
Holly J sucks. Holly J sucks. Holly J sucks.
Well, on that note, hashtag Holly J sucks, apparently. All right, thanks for hanging out.
Thank
and bringing
you.
me down Holly J
Aw.
memory lane. It was a delight.
Sure was.
Is this a weird way to sit? Is it very?
No, that's how everyone's been sitting. Very
Okay.
cash, yeah.
Amy Clark, do you know you have the same? I'm sure people have told you the same name as St. Vincent. right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time. And people always tweet to me like thinking I'm the other Annie Clark, and they're like, when the like ruling that everyone could get married the other day, someone was like, Annie Clark, now you can marry Cara Delevingne because I think they're dating or something. And I had so many people say that to me. I was like, sweet. Okay.
How was it like hanging out with everybody today?
It was great. I haven't seen so many of these people in like 3 years, so it's been
Like
pretty
Charlotte?
fun. Well, Charlotte I see all the time.
Oh yes, I heard
Yeah.
that your boyfriends are like friends.
Yeah.
You have like a communal connect.
Yeah, so Charlotte and her boyfriend set us up, so we double date a lot.
Setups.
Yeah.
Like a blind date setup.
Not a blind date, but like, inviting us both to the bar and telling the other one about us. So we like knew when we met that like about the other one already.
See, I'm always like, I used to be a little skeptical of setups, and then like as I'm getting older, I'm like, no problem. Tell me when and where.
Yeah,
I won't
I mean,
be
there's
there.
something nice about like your friend see, like, you know, knowing
Yeah.
your qualities and seeing
If they
how,
match, yeah.
You know, sometimes you can't always choose for yourself.
But my worry is that, you know, when a friend sets you up and let's say like it's just completely tanks, and it's like, what do you tell your friend after?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
you're like, oh, the
You
person.
say it's their fault.
Yeah, the person you're friends with like is a real dud.
Yeah. Or they didn't like me or something.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen. Glad that worked out. But what's really cool that you said that you watched the entire series,
Yeah.
because like it's a lot, and like a lot of people haven't. And like me included, like not that I haven't watched, but I haven't seen every episode. Like I'm rusty on 8, I'm a bit rusty on 9. but
Yeah.
that's a lot. Like, so what did you think when you saw like the first episode where you're like, damn, this
Well,
is like
it wasn't
weird.
like I went back and watched, like I just, like so many other people grew up watching it, so
True.
it was, and it's like one of those shows that is always on TV, like kind of like Friends, how you can just always find it on TV, so that's sort of how I started watching it. I don't remember being like, oh, now I'm gonna tune into Degrassi. It was just like, I
It was just
ended
there.
up catching every episode, and then I got some seasons on DVD.
Nice.
So I could like catch up, and then definitely when I was on the show, I went back and watched a few more. But like I remember seeing like the school shooting episode
Really?
on TV. I remember JT, like the JT stabbing stuff,
Oh my God.
like, and being like, no.
No, that's just so funny. I'm so fascinated because it must be weird to like have watched it as a viewer and then all of a sudden be in it.
Yes.
Because when you're in it, because I've had the reverse. I got to watch your guys' seasons objectively as a viewer now because I'm not in it, so I
Yeah.
can actually watch it as a show.
Yeah.
Was there somebody in our years that like you liked that was like your crush or like another character or like a female character you saw yourself in?
Yeah, well, it's actually so funny. I was so starstruck coming even just like into Epitome for the first time, but like I loved Charlotte and Paula, and
That's so awesome.
seeing them like in, you know, like at the start of every season we like gather in the lunchroom and everyone sort of like introduces themselves and stuff, and I remember like seeing Charlotte and Paula like in the flesh and going up to them and introducing myself after, and like it's so funny that
Yeah, now
I'm
you're
friends
just
with
like,
them
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's like, why was I ever nervous about you?
I
Yeah.
know, but it is like, it's always weird just seeing someone on TV for so many years and then
Seeing
seeing them in the flesh.
You know, I always
and like
think-
you guys too, and you know, I always loved like your characters and like Craig and Ellie and all of those.
Well, it's so funny, right? Because it's like you think that if you're on a show, you're on TV, you're kind of like exempt, that you're not going to get starstruck or like. But it is weird because sometimes like I'll see somebody where I'm like, why am I nervous? I know that they're regular people,
Yeah.
but I guess I just spend so much time watching them that.
It's true. And you watching like our like sort of the later seasons after, I bet even though you're watching it like more as a viewer, you still like would be like, oh yeah, that's that
Yeah.
room, and like that's
There
you
was-
like recognize certain things. Like I don't really know what's going on now, but I know that if I watched it would still have like such a familiarity
Yeah,
because I was
totally.
like in those rooms.
It's like
and-
that was my classroom. That was
Yeah.
this. There was somebody that I was watching a lot of, and I saw in real life one of the new cast, and I kind of. Oh, it was Monroe. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was just at a house party and I saw Monroe, but I had just been like working on a couple things with the show, and I've been watching so much of Eli's character, and then I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like Monroe. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like you've worked with it, but it just, I don't know, it's a weird little trick on your brain.
It is weird.
There's something that I've been dying to ask you now that you're here in the flesh. What the hell is up with this pig? Why did Fiona get a pig?
I have no idea.
Like, I just have really struggled with the pig.
I still don't know, but I'm so happy that she did.
Can you tell me about the pig experience?
Well, I remember like reading that episode and being like, is this real? Do I really get a pig? And they're like, well, yeah, what do you think? It's gonna be like a robot pig or something?
I love how
But-
they said it all, like, yeah, obviously.
yeah, obviously.
What?
I'm like, this is weird, no? And they like brought it in to meet me before we were shooting, and
So just so like you can introduce yourself.
yes, we could like
Yeah, see if you have
run
any
up to each
chemistry.
other.
Yeah.
We did,
Yeah.
clearly. Yeah, and that pig was actually like super cute. Like it was kind of like a dog. It wasn't like, I don't know, but it always had to be eating, or else it would like go in search of food. So I had like a scene where
Sounds
I
like
had
me on set.
to, I had like a scene where I had to carry it in like a bag like to school, like
But
as
it
if
wasn't
it
that
was
big?
It was so big. In the scene,
It
they said
didn't fit
was-
in a bag.
No, it was a huge bag. Like no one was
You were
casually.
carrying it?
Yeah, I had to carry it
Was
into
it heavy?
class. So heavy.
This is So
They wanted it to be like a little like micro pig, like teacup pig, like so it would just
a
fit
micro,
cutely.
yeah, like Paris Hilton style.
Yeah, but it was just like a smallish but pot-belly pig. Like it was huge still. And his name was Edward.
Oh, Edward.
But in the show, his name was Porcelina.
So why does Fiona, like, all jokes aside, why does Fiona get a pig?
I think for company.
She was lonely, right?
Her sort of like underlying thing has been like not being able to be alone. I think that's where like a lot of her problems stem from. So I think this was her idea of, having a friend around all the time. Why a pig is what she would do.
Well, the interesting is that
beyond me.
Fiona and Marco have a lot in common because Marco was very lonely one episode and got a bunny.
Oh yes.
Yes, a bunny.
But like that wasn't for long either.
No, I don't know if bunnies and pigs replace men and friends, but
What
apparently
about
for
to a
our
dog?
character, yeah, so true. What do we even like a cat?
I
A
know.
cat would be nice, or a hamster,
Yeah,
or
actually
a bunch.
Fiona had a cat too.
Oh, she did, Mr.
But then
something
Mr.
Pants.
Tuxedo Pants.
And then you let him free because you got drunk one night and you were like, screw this cat.
People still like write to me being like, why did you do like I think there's some PETA people like
It's
not
actually-
happy with the fact that I just like threw a cat out of the
Well,
fire
at least she
escape.
didn't cook and eat Edward, so that's, I think, very
That's
nice.
true.
Yes.
That's true.
So speaking of like pigs and animals,
Mm-hmm.
Fiona dated a bunch of guys and a couple pigs.
Good segue.
Great segue, especially
Bobby.
Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I was thinking about you in those scenes, thinking about being thrown down the stairs and being hit. And all like, is it weird being in a scene where there's like violence? Do you feel scared?
Yeah, no, not like I think that's also almost why it's harder to shoot because everyone makes it such a safe environment on
Yeah.
set and you talk through it and you rehearse it and it's there's all these measures in place so that you feel so safe that it's almost like way harder to get to this place of like feeling hurt or terrified, especially like knowing Ben is such a great guy.
Totally.
But yeah, so that made it like a little harder, but it was crazy, like with the throwing down the stairs part, like seeing the stunt double actually do that, and then I had to like get into the position that she ended up in, and just like suddenly sort of be crying, like as if I had just
Yeah.
done that. But definitely like really emotional stuff to shoot, but I wouldn't want to be a stunt double.
Serious. I watched my a stunt double get like gay bashed for Marco, and I just remember looking at it and finding it so bizarre because it's like you playing that character. You're right. Then you step back and you see this horrible thing happen to somebody.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be you.
Yeah, exactly. And you're supposed to like react as if that has just happened to you. So it's kind of weird, but
So do you think? So with Fiona in that situation, she has Bobby. She has this like tumultuous relationship with Bobby. I'm so glad she won that trial. Boom.
Yeah,
Killed it.
boom.
Well done. Do you think that was kind of maybe pushed her to come out? Or like,
maybe.
does it work that way, you think? Or
Well, I think that's like, it's kind of a controversial thing because you don't want to say, like, I like to think that Fiona has been trying to find, where she belongs all along. And I think she went to Bobby because she was like, oh, this will look good. Look,
Yeah.
he's this catch.
Very much a
Everyone
part of, like,
loves
her
him.
family, like-
Yeah, in that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think that was the moment where she was like, okay, this is not for me, and like it doesn't matter about like, because even this seemingly perfect guy, something so terrible could happen. So I think that's where she became like really strong and like, okay, I'm gonna sort of find what makes me happy. Because even like that's when she left New York and decided she
Yeah.
wanted to go back to Degrassi, whereas like
by herself.
yeah, and in like the first season that Fiona ever came into Degrassi, she like always sort of felt like she was too good for it. So I like that moment of like going to a different school and realizing like, oh no, this is actually where I belong.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was this kind of humbled spirit in her that didn't roll
Like
with like the
that.
high society kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then she comes out. I
Yeah.
just always found that like so fascinating because it's, and my favorite scene. I actually for a list, like a top 10 list, I picked Mrs. Coyne and Fiona, when Fiona comes out to her mom,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just such a lovely moment where it's like not every scenario is going to be impossible.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice that we got to see an opportunity, or we were given the opportunity to see a parent or a scenario in Degrassi where it was like, I love you, it's cool.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
and that actually exists and that's out there.
And I like that Degrassi does that with a lot of their storylines, like gives different people's perspectives on it, and it's not always like every time Degrassi has a gay character, it's always different. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's not the
another
same
tale
story
around,
being
like,
tackled
yeah.
over and over again. And I remember really liking that too, because I know that me going to high school, that I had friends who were gay and it wasn't an issue. And I know that it, like for a lot of people, it is really difficult, but I've also seen friends where it's been like, it has worked out really well for them. So it was nice to even see like in Fiona's coming out storyline, that with her mom, and then coming to school and like she's talking to Holly J and Anya, and Holly J mentioned something about a girl to me, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm gay now.
Yeah.
And Anya's like, oh, cool.
She's like, oh, cool,
And then
alright.
like it's never mentioned
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like an interesting take on it.
Totally. And it's nice to just show like these stories of hope for young people, you know, that like maybe my parents will be okay with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Fiona falls in love with her good friend.
Yeah.
Which always gets a little tricky. And then she falls in love with Imogen. How was you and Christine's like
Oh,
are you
so
comfortable doing, you know, gay scenes with like,
Yeah, I mean, we always say, because like I always get asked that question, like, oh, like how is it kissing girls or something? And I always say, like, it's weird, kissing your friends on camera is weird no matter what. Like, if I were
Yeah.
kissing like Luke or Monroe, like they're still my really good friends.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be just as weird feeling to me as kissing Christine, you know? Actually more so probably, because Christine and I were just like so close, and
Yeah.
we always laugh about how we would be like
And I think
having boy drama, and we'd be like
That's
talking
what I'm saying.
in
I
between.
think it helps that you're both straight.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes it less complicated. Like, let's just kiss for a little bit and then we'll go back, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It gets more complicated.
We'd be like
kissing
talking
in a
about
row,
our
yeah.
boyfriends and being like, oh, like guys are so annoying. Anyway, so that was really, really fun. And yeah, I love Christine. She's like one of my closest friends. So I was happy to have like all of my scenes with her.
So, like, how would you describe then, like, Fiona's just arc? Like, where she started to where she finished? Is it a story
Yeah.
that you buy, that you're happy to
Yeah.
have seen?
Yeah, definitely. I think she started off really sort of fragile and like coming from, like we said, this high society New York scene that I think she felt really pressured to be a part of and live up to. And then I think that just became less and less important to her as time went on, which was nice to see. And like overcame a lot of tough stuff, like more than any high school kid should ever have to go through.
But I think between, you know, the writers and how you played Fiona, despite like all her drama, she was always so sincere and you were really rooting for her. So, you know, all the way to the very end.
Yeah.
Even in her departure to Rome.
Yes, and becoming valedictorian after
Yes.
failing. Like
After all that.
if that doesn't show that like anything is possible, I don't know
No.
what does.
And I wish her all the best in Rome. I do hope
do
she's
too.
happy.
I hope. How
And-
could she not be?
Yeah, and like designing with like Donatello or something.
That would be just great. I
Delight.
hope the best for Fiona.
Yeah.
I hope
Her and her
Marco can
band.
come visit.
Yes, I think it would be great. I'll bring my buddy. What was the name of the carnival that Fiona puts on?
Oh, the Frostival. How could I forget? The
And
moment I first kissed.
what ride was Fiona on when she kisses Imogen?
Oh, the Ferris wheel. I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna give you one from art. Okay, so
Yeah, I was like, give me some other
okay, so
trivia.
Principal Simpson
yeah.
has been he has been a godfather to which character?
Godfather to which character?
And a stepfather to which character?
Well, stepfather to Emma.
Killed it. This
Godfather.
Godfather one is a bit tricky. I think it starts in 9.
Starts in 9. Oh. Oh. Wait, is it Craig's sister or something? Wait, who is
This
Craig's
is
sister?
this is middle. This is actually also, it kind of goes into your years too.
Who? It's a guy. Oh, it's AJ. Oh my God,
Yes.
yeah, it's AJ. What's his character name?
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, I totally.
I
forgot
only
about
learned that recently.
Yes,
I
yeah.
thought Mr. Simpson helping everybody.
Can you guys name all the people who've worn the logo on their bags?
Can
Oh,
we name
that's a
all the
good
people
one.
who have worn the logo?
That's a good one.
Okay, well,
okay.
Marco.
Yeah, you, Paula. I know I'm not going in an
Brickats.
order, but.
Oh, technically season 1 was an extras butt.
right,
background's
the butt one.
butt,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Then Marco, then Brickats.
Yeah, yeah. Was it just you until?
Yeah,
Paula?
I did it twice because my back work is stellar.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Mindy
Yes.
Didn't she do it?
Melinda did it.
and Lou,
Claire.
or no?
Claire did it.
Claire. Oh, that was the later ones. Yeah.
So it's all been girls and a gay.
Luke did it.
Was there a boy? I think Luke did it too. What was he wearing?
Wait, Paula caught the football, right? And then yeah,
And then
and then Luke.
then
maybe
Mindy
did- Mindy just
kind of
had
smiled
like a
with a
jacket.
binder
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Claire ran up to Mindy at one point and like scared
Jostled her? Yeah.
Yeah, jostled her. Great word. And then I don't know what was
I think that might be it. And now no one has it.
no one has it.
Now
It's the
isn't it
end of
just-
the, it's the end of an era.
I always wanted it to be me.
I mean, it's a cool thing to have.
It is. I just came out of a limo like this, my first
I
one,
loved it.
and then Declan gets
And he
my
like
hand.
it
Yeah.
gets you out, which is again like, would a brother do that? I don't know. It's like kind of weird.
They're weird.
I
And then
just
my
like-
other one, I was like directing the school play, and I had to be like,
Oh, I liked that. I like those
because
storylines with
Stefan's
Eli.
like, okay, can you like, so you're directing in the opening. I'm like, what do you do for directing? He's like, do something like,
Do you guys have a favorite freeze frame from back in the day?
Favorite freeze frame? Oh, they stopped on freeze frames.
oh, I always wanted a freeze frame too. I came in the season after freeze frames stopped going.
Yeah, because they took it away with telenovela.
I found they always like stopped on something unflattering.
Favorite freeze? Oh, it's got to be
What?
graduation
Oh,
hats.
throwing up the hats. That's nice.
Yeah, that was always a nice one.
Everyone loves a grad episode.
You didn't really get one, did you?
I did. I was
Oh, you
valedictorian.
Victorian. Oh, it's just because I got confused because you got held behind.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
of your-
So I didn't get
because
one.
of your
I still
drinking
got like a
problem.
good prom
Yeah, yeah.
time, 2 prom times.
That's nice,
But
right.
I actually had a great graduation because we all sang "I've Had the Time of My Life" as
Oh,
balloons
yeah,
fell from the
that's so
ceiling,
true. Great
and it was the last
song.
thing we shot. So like everyone was crying, and it was really cute.
I mean, it's always hard to say goodbye, especially to a show like Degrassi.
I know, especially after like you said you figured out you were on 8 years.
Like
Or-
8 years,
Yeah.
something like that. And you were on
That's-
for a while too.
Yeah, 4. But like it's weird, especially
Yeah.
like those years of your life. It's like when you're growing up, and it seems more important, I
It
think,
is.
than like
It's like
maybe
your
4
formative
years later.
years.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling when you were a kid when you left camp and you were like, I'm genuinely heartbroken.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get back and try to put the pieces
I
of
don't
my
know
life
how I
back
go
together.
back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you.
And
This
catching
is
up. It's always
super
such a
fun.
delight to catch up with like people I didn't get to grow up with.
I know.
So
Let's do it
maybe
again.
our characters will come together again.
That would be nice in Rome.
In Rome.
Let's make it happen.
Fiona,
Shooting on location.
Marco, Pig, and a buddy.